Hello everybody, it's Pepper Wolverine once again, first installment for 2019 for a pepper review. Got some nice specimens over here of a mustard Bhut that was grown down in Puerto Rico here recently, sent up here to Illinois for me to enjoy, along with a box of a bunch of other impressive pods, some white BBGs, some neon yellow BBGs, big red Batman, Styracha bonnet, and these. Some mustard boots. Quite a few of them. Sent me 5 of them. These are the 2 largest ones, and they were relatively green when I received them last Thursday. It's now Tuesday, and some of them have definitely taken on the mustard color. So I figured it's better time that I do something with them before it's too late to do something with them in terms of a fresh pepper review. These were sent to me by a really good friend down in Puerto Rico, Jesus Rosario. Mi compadre del sur, muchas gracias para mandar estos aquí donde vivo. Voy a empacar algo para mandar a usted ya muy pronto. And I believe he got the seeds originally from he's a friend of mine from the Google Plus Pepper Lovers community. It's soon to be defunct. I believe he got his seeds from another Pepper Lovers community member, a gentleman, an acquaintance and a friend of mine, Mr. Charles Polk, who grows on a pretty decent scale, makes some nice sauces, and has a hell of a variety of peppers. I believe he sent Jesus some either pods that Jesus pulled seeds from or just gave him seeds. And we have a mustard Bhut. I like this one. I just keep looking at it and see a certain facial, there we go, like an old grumpy man with a big old flat nose type of picture in it. And a lot of mustard pods, if you're gonna, it can be a little bit tricky to know when you might want to cut them at the ripe or best stage, because they're really green pods that will transition over to mustard, and more so at the transition stage when they're just really ripe or passing ripe, they'll give you that mustard color. So they can be a little bit tricky, but I'm a huge fan of mustard pods, and have been for a long period of time. That's almost like a interesting. It's almost a sweet smell. Mustard habaneros were my favorite habaneros, besides from the red Savannah growing historically. And as people that know me and follow me a little bit know that I grow some monstrous mustard habaneros. So I'm interested to see these, because mustard pods for me always have a tint of sweetness to them that other colors don't necessarily have. So we've got, the insides of this pepper. On the back walls, there's some glistening and gleaming of some capsinoids, some oils hanging out in there. Kind of got a nondescript, sweet aroma to it. Got a nice burnt mustardy color to it. Haven't done too many reviews of just a straight up Bhut ghost pepper. There's so many out there, but this one I was interested in because it's a mustard Bhut. It's not one of the more common colors you see. So this is a variant, the standard Bhut pepper. Somewhere along the line it went to mustard, and people are growing it out. a couple of friends. Decent sized pepper. A good amount to chew, that's for sure. I'll probably take seeds from this one. I like the wrinkled facial shape on this one. The smaller shapes are good too. A little bit more of a really mustardy spot there, but I think that's sun scald. That's what that looks like to me. Because the hair is softer too, so that's a sun scald spot. It's got a typical, or not typical, yeah, typical ghost flavor, Bhut flavor. A little bit floral up front, especially when you get through the seed base of at the placenta, right on the underside of the stem. There's a sweetness on the back side of it though. Nice amount of heat starting to build, starting to kick in. Making the salivary glands starting to kick into overdrive. Definitely attacking the upper sides of the mouth more so than anything else. So high up on the cheekbone, tip of the tongue. Starting to make me salivate to a pretty good extent. Nice flavor. Has a little bit of the kind of the nutty, earthy flavor of you'd find in a lot of chocolate or black pods. But there's a sweetness on the backside. As I'm tasting the saliva that's being created, there's a hint of sweetness on the backside of it, which I've kind of come to accustomed to associating with some mustard pods. I think a lot of mustard pods have that characteristic. Definitely has a Bhut level heat starting to kick in. It's a good, respectable heat building. It's already working its way down the digestive tract, hitting the top of the stomach, hitting the top of the esophagus. Slightly floral, earthy flavored, with sweet tones intertwined with the overall flavor. Really starting to spread out on the bottom of the jaw, going out towards the ears. A couple small pieces stuck in the teeth. Excuse me while I clean those out. If you guys want to see what the plant looks like that these came off of, I would suggest going on Pepper Lovers, either on Facebook or Pepper Lovers Community on Google Plus before it closes down here in 2 weeks. Jesus Rosario posted some pictures of the plants with these hanging on them. And he sent a box of peppers to myself and to Aaron Hernandez and Make It Wayne, aka Batman, for the Bat and Bear show last week. This is significantly warmer than the pepper I ate on the Bat and Bear show, which was the Big Red Batman, which is a good pepper, but it was a super thick-walled hot pepper, borderline super hot. This is a good heat level pepper. It's a true ghost. It's got that ghost level heat, really stinging and biting the tongue. Not overwhelming, but if it did that for a half an hour, it'd get annoying for sure. Definitely making me salivate quite a bit. And on a certain level, making me feel like my tolerance is low for, at least for fresh peppers. I use a good amount of powder and quite a bit of sauce, but obviously in March, there's not a whole lot of fresh peppers to be had. So I'm extremely lucky to get some of these. And this is a very respectable pepper. Make my nose run, cleaning out the nasal sinus passages. Attacked the back of the tongue into the top of the throat to a certain extent. Didn't go any further than that. Spread out across the entire width of my tongue. What started in the top of the mouth extended out to the cheeks. And what I thought was going to go to my ears and give me maybe a small ear alarm didn't really register in terms of like ear ringing or ear alarms, which I get sometimes from some peppers. It's making me salivate like crazy. Wow. Definitely opened things up as my nose is running. It's a pretty darn good and enjoyable pepper. A very respectable heat level. Not for fresh eating for everybody. Jesus, you did an incredible job growing these out down in the tropical climates where you're at in Puerto Rico, in that beautiful country. I had the pleasure of, excuse me. I had the pleasure of going there with a friend of mine that's half Puerto Rican. Spent some time in El Yunque, on the northwestern corner of the island, close to Isabelas. Beautiful beaches there. Did some snorkeling and some spearfishing. I think I passed where Jesus lives, not knowingly though. And I can imagine that the climate they have down in there would be impeccable for growing peppers. Probably a lot of container growing though, depending on where you live, just because of the soil conditions. But these were obviously grown with a lot of TLC. Nice prime peppers. Glad I had the opportunity to try them. And heat's not subsiding whatsoever. I keep thinking it's building based upon the amount it's making me salivate. Almost felt like I wanted to hiccup, which would be kind of cool. I always am pondering the effect that it has on people that immediately get hiccups or get hiccups shortly thereafter. I almost never get hiccups. Had it a couple times when I overindulged in my sauce making and had to keep trying and trying until I perfected the flavor to my liking, and did induce hiccups. Yet to find the pepper that does that. I thought this was going to do it, but it's getting close, but no. So these are some awesome peppers. They're nice and hot. Great flavor. If you like the earthy tones that are commonly associated with the darker peppers. But it has a background sweetness, which is why I like it. I'm a fan of mustard peppers. Thank you, Jesus, for sending these to me. Nice job with them. This is a Pepper Wolverine's take on a mustard boot. Or boots, but I only had one, so it's just the boot. Some pretty darn good peppers. I'm not a huge fan of ghosts. The red, you know, I've eaten. Can't eat them. Respect them. Use them more for powder or as an addition to sauce, but don't like them for fresh eating as much as I like them for other purposes. Had an opportunity to try quite a few peach-colored ones from Justin White this last summer, and had some, obviously some ghost crosses, but never had the mustard boot. I think I like this the best out of all the color variants I've had so far, at least. Highly recommend if you like the boot pepper and you like mustards, you definitely seek out some seeds for the mustard boot. So, very nice pepper. Thank you, Jesus, for sending these to me, and hope you guys enjoy my take to provide a little knowledge on the heat level and the flavor of the mustard boot. We'll do it again soon and often as the pepper season gears up, and there's a lot more to be offered. Take care. Have a good evening. Later.